Good morning. It's 4:20 a.m. It's just a coincidence. So we spent the night on the boat last night. We used the fireplace for the first time, the wood heater. As you can see here, it's pretty cool. Just open it up and put some wood down there, light it, and you got a little damper here and stuff like that down at the bottom. You can pull the ashes out. Had the flue or whatever open a little bit too far, so it got a little hot last night. So I'll have to watch that next time. Also, I'm not sure that getting the smoking chips for hickory was the best plan of action, so I might try the matchlight charcoal briquettes next time, because I probably smoked out the neighbors. Next time I'm going to bring some thin slices of beef or turkey or something like that maybe, and stick it in there and smoke them if I'm going to burn that stuff. So next step is to make some coffee. So this is a compressed natural gas stove. It's got a couple tanks in the back and the stern, and we're gonna make some coffee. Let's see if we can't blow the boat up. Or not. Alright, we got juice. Percolate this shit. Okay, we're underway. We're just coming out of the harbor at the fuel dock. We left it squarely at 5:30 a.m. We're headed to Oceanside. It's dead calm out here, which is actually kind of nice for motoring. Debbie's up front. She's doing watch. It's fairly bright out here. You can see fairly well, and we're going to have sunrise pretty soon. So we'll get some light. Maybe about an hour, but we'll have pretty good visibility up until then, and then we'll be out on the ocean. So by about the time we get out onto the ocean, it'll be light, and then we'll have about 9.5 hours. So we should be really good shape to get there with plenty of daylight and everything else. I don't know if we'll get any sailing in today or not. If the winds, we'll probably be heading into the light breeze that does form up later today, but so going head on, we won't lift up the sails. But if you never know when it's just a light wind. It may be like a due west, it may be coming out of the northwest, who knows. So we'll figure that out. Okay, it's coming up on 6 a.m. The sun is starting to come up. It's a beautiful morning out. We're doing about 4.6 knots. We're getting pretty close to Zuniga Shoals, towards the exit of Point Loma, getting pretty close to heading out to sea. Debbie's done a fine job. She did an outstanding job of launching the boat. It was as perfect as it's ever been. So I'm pretty happy with that, because it's drama during the daylight, and then trying to do it in the dark can be a little bit more drama. The sunrise over Mexico. We're not in Mexico or off Mexico, but we can see it. If you look real far down, straight ahead are the Los Coronados Islands in Mexico. We're gonna hang a right and head north here pretty soon, so we're not headed that way. Still heading south to get clear of all the kelp beds around Point Loma. Get a better view of the Los Coronados Islands now, so we're a little bit closer. Beautiful sunrise. That's Mexico. A little bit before 10 a.m. We're doing around 5.2 knots or so. It's about 22.5 miles left to Oceanside, so we're real close to about halfway there, right off the coast of Torrey Pines, La Jolla area. So you can see that fairly well from here. And And we're about, I don't know, a few miles offshore. Somewhere maybe close to 3. You can see my beautiful chart plotter configuration. It's using duct tape, a Samsung Tab 7 Android tablet with Garmin Helm running on it, which is wirelessly communicating with the chart plotter in there, which you probably can't see very well. Just saw a dolphin, but he was about probably 15 feet off of port, but he was lazily swimming the opposite direction, so I didn't get a chance to get the video or wake up Debbie in time. But I'm happy to at least have sighted one. Maybe we'll see some more. We'll see. What do you see? Hey, if you don't see him. I see him. We're okay. Here they come. You gonna get up front, get a good picture? Go all the way up. Here they come. They're coming. Look at that. So cool. Here, watch these coming, Dad. They're gonna come right towards our bow. They go. So it's 1:45 p.m. PST. We're about 3 miles from Oceanside Harbor. We're almost all the way there. Probably cannot see the pier very well from here, but you can see the Carlsbad power plant with the smokestack. And Debbie's taking a little nap. So we'll be in just a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Okay, we are arriving at the mouth of the entrance to Oceanside Harbor. Hopefully we came in on the right entry. We'll find out soon. Good morning. It's 4:47 a.m. Sunday morning, Pacific time. Our alarm didn't go off. It's weird, my phone actually set the alarm for 4 a.m. Sunday instead of 4 a.m. Saturday. It's colder today than was yesterday, and I already feel a little bit of a breeze outside, so we're probably going to get some good sailing today. We'll see what it looks like. Still want to get out in front of Sunday because Sunday's going to have the 25 to 30 knot winds and 11-foot waves, and we want to skip that for this trip, we think. So that's that. Debbie's got breakfast on. She's cooking oatmeal and coffee. So I'm very excited about that. That'll be the best part of my day. We're getting ready to shove off. It's about 20 after 5, so we should be departing in about 10 minutes. Engine's running, pumping out water, running lights are on, coffee's being fueled. It's pretty quiet here except for the sea lions, which would not shut up pretty much all night long. We're right across from the harbor office, next to the harbor police. I think everybody's asleep, so we're gonna make our way out here pretty soon in the dark. Just follow the lights until we get out on the water. Then we'll follow the GPS. If that doesn't work, we'll follow the compass. But it's very clear. You can see, probably can't see it on the camera, but the stars are big and bright, like Texas. We're motor sailing right now. We're doing 6.5 knots. Main's reefed, and we are getting the hell out of Dodge. So we catch the elusive dolphin.
There he is.
There he is. He's gonna pop over on port. Maybe. Where'd he go? Debbie said she wasn't sure if that dolphin showed up here on accident or came up on porpoise. We can blame her for that. Debbie asked that I talk a little bit up starboard. There it is. Debbie asked me that I talk a little bit about the rigging. So we're rigged, anticipating, I'll say up to about 15 knots. So we've got the reefing line, a couple of lines. We tied the green, these green ties underneath the sail, and it's hooked up on some bullhorns up there. And there's a winch on the starboard side of the boom, so pull that down to the reefing point. So got the also had the vang tightened in pretty tight, so we can depower the main and keep it flat. We're motor sailing, so I'm not really worried as much about sailing efficiency. Not that I'm not, just that we want the sails up absolutely for comfort of motion. Plus, we've been getting about an extra knot of speed out of the sailing. Although the wind's shifting right now, we're probably going to have to dump the head sail. 10:05 a.m. We're cruising along, 5.5 knots. The wind started shifting. We're getting a little bit more west out of the wind, so we're on a different tack, which is nice. So we're picking up a 1/2 knot to 3/4 of a knot now. Still just a reefed main. Saw a sea lion off our starboard aft quarter. Debbie's super nervous. Just kidding. Debbie looks pretty happy, which makes me pretty happy. You can see in the distance, if you can see in the distance from the video, that's Point Loma. So we're headed in that general direction, and then we'll go in on the other side. So you can kind of see where Mission Bay, SeaWorld, where those buildings are. And then this tall section of land there is La Jolla. So that's that. But overall, still relatively calm. Doesn't feel like we're dashing much into the waves. It's a lot better yet today than it was yesterday. Having the main up certainly helps dampen a lot of the motion in the boat. And now with a little bit of the wind coming more from the west, that's helping us out even more, which is pretty good.
There's really very little swells. I'd say maybe a couple feet of swells. So while we were bashing into some waves, you know, I've stayed pretty dry so far. I think probably be like that in a while. So about 2 hours, we're gonna hang a left and start heading in. At that point, we'll have a really nice reach. So we'll probably be cranking along pretty good then. So I'll give you an update then and let you know how we're doing. Of course, nobody's gonna see this live, so you'll just have to wait to the end to see if we live through it. All right. So it's noon now. We're getting in pretty close to San Diego. See it there. Still see the Coronado Islands. See Debbie taking a delicious nap. She's gonna have to wake up pretty soon and start getting the lines ready and deploying the fenders and all that stuff. It'll still take us an hour or so to get in from here. So we're gonna go south Point Loma just a bit to get into the channel. So we're gonna try and steer clear of all the kelp beds and lobster pots and all that stuff, crab pots. We saw quite a few of those before, so we had to dodge them, even though we were in pretty deep water. So this guys must be setting them a couple 100 feet deep in some of those spots. Looks like right now we're in a couple 100 feet of water, but sun's out. It's pretty nice. Every once in a while we do a little rocking and rolling when a wave comes in, but it's been super comfortable pretty much the whole trip so far. So that's good. There's the dolphin fishing boat coming in. So they have a bunch of seagulls chasing after them. They're probably gonna get in before the seas get worse, because I imagine they're not catching much fish. The seas are bad. Who knows? 1:25 p.m. We're in San Diego Bay. We're almost back. It's been a great trip. Debbie's still alive. I'm still alive. Boat's still floating. All hell's gonna break loose weather-wise, mostly after we get in. Got a little bit of a breeze, but nothing like what's gonna come later tonight. So we're good. So we probably had an hour to spare before the weather started coming in, and now it's kind of poopy out. So that's kind of what you're looking at right now. Rain, but it was fairly windy. So we could beat the rain, but unfortunately, we did beat the rain, but unfortunately we didn't get all the canvas on. We still need to do that. Other than that, Gordon Fishman's say success.